Hello. We would like to welcome you to Storytime. It's getting close to spring. You can't really tell, but it's still a little bit cold out. But it's almost there. We have a really good book for you today. It's called Little Fur Family, and it's by Margaret Brown. It's pretty furry, huh? Yeah. The pictures are by Garth. You ready? Everyone ready? Okay. This was lent to us by our friend Bitten. Thanks, Bitten. There was a little fur family, warm as toast, smaller than most, in little fur coats, and they lived in a warm wooden tree. The little fur father said good morning one day, and he put on his hat and he went away out into his little fur world. Little fur mother bathed her fur child, and off he went to play in the wildwood where they lived. It was a wild wood. Wildflowers grew all over the ground, and wild winds blew through the air, and wild nuts fell from the wild nut trees. Wild grass tickled the fur child's nose, tickled his nose and made him sneeze. Kerchoo! Kerchoo! The sneeze woke up his grandpa, who lived in a hollow stump. And Grandpa came a-walking, thump, 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 and he walked out of his hollow stump and said, "Bless you, my little fur grandson, every time you sneeze. Ka-choo! Bless you," said the little fur child. "Thank you," said his grandpa, and then old grandpa went thump, 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 and he walked back into his hollow stump, and the fur child went on through the dark and sunny woods till it came to a little river full of fish. The fish didn't have any fur, and they didn't have any feet, and they swam around under the river. The little fur child watched them for a long time. And then he reached in the river and he pulled out a fish and he looked at it, and then kerplunk, he threw it back in the river. He reached into the air and he caught a flying bug and he held it in his hand and he looked at it. Bug didn't have any fur. It was shiny. It had little wings, and then he threw it back in the air. And then he caught a little tiny fur animal, littlest fur animal in the world. It had warm, silky fur, even had a little fur nose. So he kissed it right on its little fur nose. He put it gently back in the grass, and a little tiny, tiny fur animal ran down a hole into the ground. Sun went down beyond the river. Sky grew wild and red, and the fur child turned around and ran for home. And just as the darkness got very dark, he bumped into his big fur mother, and she took her little fur child home in her arms and gave him his supper. And there was his father, who put him to bed, and they tucked him in bed, all soft and warm. And they held his paw, and they sang him a song. Sleep, sleep, our little fur child, out of the windiness and out of the wild. Sleep warm in your fur all night long in your little fur family. This is a song.